Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist.
1 Minute Apologist.
If you had 1 minute
Apologia.
to be able to unpack for the audience, we interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions. Mike, we just discussed how Ehrman refutes the fact that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote the Gospels. And you've handled that, and now we're switching over to the Pauline corpus, and we know that Paul wrote 13 letters, but Ehrman says, no, he didn't. Stop. He only wrote 7. What say you?
Well, a lot of discussion has taken place on this very issue over the last several decades concerning 6 of Paul's letters. Did he really write them? And a lot of the reasons that scholars give for rejecting Pauline authorship of 6 of the 13 letters attributed to him in the New Testament concern style, vocabulary, grammar, writing style. And this is the kind of stuff that Ehrman presents. But Ehrman himself admits that if Paul heavily relied on the use of a secretary, and that's not a woman sitting behind a desk with the headphones and a little microphone in front. Hello, yes, good afternoon. This is the Apostle Paul's office. Can I help you? Oh no, he's already speaking this son. It's something like that. No, we're talking about professionals who would take, dictation from someone and write it down. If Paul heavily relied on the use of a secretary, then and editing involved, well, then that would eliminate the stylistic problems because the secretary could be adding all sorts of, proofreading and smoothing things out, or if Paul used a co-author and things like this. So he admits that would eliminate it. And we can see that Paul used a secretary because even in his undisputed letters, he's very clear that in at least 3 and probably 4 of them, that he relied on a secretary. For example, he ends it by saying, I, Paul, write this greeting with my own hand. So that would mean that he didn't write the rest in his own hand. He used the secretary. Even at the end of Paul's letter to the Roman church, he says, or Tertius, he says, I, Tertius, who write this letter, send you my greetings. So he obviously used a secretary on occasions. The question is, did he heavily rely on one? And that's where Ehrman is going to argue that Paul did not.